If you're in the market for a new electric vehicle, it's likely you're looking at the Tesla Model Y. And what's interesting about this car right now is a lot of things have changed for it. The EV tax credit from the federal government officially ended, and Tesla announced a new standard version of this car. So now they have a standard and premium version of this car along with a performance on top of that, and things have gotten a little more complex. Today I'm going to be detailing a full buying guide for the Model Y as it is today from Tesla, and I'll detail the features you may not need to have on your car and the features you may want to have. With that in mind, let's get into it. So the Model Y is a crossover SUV shape. No matter which trim you're getting of this, it is that same shape. There are some details on the exterior and interior that are different, and we'll talk about those, but in general, this is a 5-seat crossover SUV. One of the priorities over at Tesla is safety, and these features for safety come with all of their cars. Both passive and active safety features are standard. Tesla says, quote, "Driving the safest car keeps you safer in the event of an accident. Model Y has a reputation for having the lowest probability of injury of any vehicle." Active safety features here help to avoid a crash in the first place, but then if a crash does happen, it's very safe. On top of that, all of these cars get over-the-air software updates and improve things, including safety, over time. For the keys in this car, your phone is really your main key, and no matter which trim of this you get, that is the main feature there, and the Tesla app is fully featured with these cars. You can control things, you can precondition the climate, you can look where it is on a map, you can summon it if you have full self-driving, and much, much more all through the app. Then Tesla is quick to point out that these have less maintenance than a traditional gas vehicle. That's because electric vehicles are much simpler, so you can end up saving a lot of money over time. All of these cars have a main center touchscreen that controls the majority of what you do in the car, and it has a lot of cool features. On top of music and everything you'd expect there, like maps, there are also game features, you can stream movies, and more. Then the rear trunk of the Model Y is very, very spacious and versatile. You can fold those rear seats so you have a rear pass-through right there. And then in the back, not only is there that large trunk space that you see when you open the powered rear hatch, but there are 2 side cubbies and then 2 different under-storage compartments. The one in the very back is especially large. Up front as well, there's a front trunk, although in the standard version, it is a little more bare bones and it appears to be a little bit smaller. Regardless, you have a lot of options here, and it's a very utility-friendly vehicle. Another very cool feature across the board is Sentry Mode, which uses the cameras all around the car, and all of these cars come with the same amount of cameras, to record any sort of security events that happen, and this also functions as a dash cam when you're driving. All of these cars are compatible with Tesla's supercharger network, which allows you to charge up to 160 miles in just 15 minutes, and these cars are fully capable of Tesla's full self-driving system. But now let's get into the specifics of the base model, Model Y Standard itself. The Model Y Standard is actually the most recently announced trim of this car, and it comes with a few differences. First, you'll notice split headlights in the front, and then you'll notice this comes with standard 18-inch wheels with aero covers. This delivers a 321-mile EPA range, and of course it's fully electric. It also has a top speed of 125 miles per hour and a 6.8-second 0 to 60. It's rear-wheel drive, and it comes in at $39,990. That's before you add any upgrades, so if you get the base model in the base color, that's what the price is going to be. It is worth noting you also have taxes and fees on top of that, including a $1,200 delivery and destination fee. Around back, you'll see pretty standard taillights, and then there's a bar that kind of connects them, but it doesn't light up in any way. This still does have a powered rear trunk though. Then when we look inside, you'll see those front seats, and then that 15-inch center touchscreen. Next to that, of course, is the steering wheel with a few different buttons on it, and shifting for this car is done entirely on screen. Then this includes a turn signal stalk. Beneath that center touchscreen is 2 wireless phone chargers, and then there's the center console with cup holders, and the standard model has a pass-through right there. For this car, one of the interesting details is there are no physical adjustment buttons for the seats. You actually adjust them electronically on the center touchscreen. This can sound a little annoying, but it's actually something that will save to your driver profile, along with a lot of different things in this car that you adjust. So once you've adjusted it on screen, along with things like where your air vents aim, because you dial that in on screen, it's all saved to your particular driver profile that automatically syncs to your phone key. A few things worth mentioning here are that this has a manual adjust steering wheel, and then they also say that these are manual adjust side mirrors. But I believe you can adjust them from the screen, you just have to fold them manually if you're looking to fold them. If we look in the back here, there are 3 seats, and these are a mix of vegan leather and then a textile material. There's no screen back there, so those are manual adjust vents, along with USB-C ports. There's also a USB-C port in the front, a 12-volt outlet in the back, and more. But there's no glass roof included in this version of this car. So when you look up, it is entirely closed and fabric for the roof right there, even though from the outside it actually is a piece of glass. Overall, this car delivers a lot of features, like over a 300-mile range, space for 5 passengers, a lot of versatile cargo space, and more. In order to fold those rear seats, it's entirely manual fold as well, but it still is a very versatile car with a very good range. If you want to upgrade paint, you first have Stealth Gray that is included, but you can choose Pearl White Multicoat for $1,000 or Diamond Black for $1,500. Those are the only 3 paint options. The 18-inch aperture wheels are what is included with this car, and that's all-season tires right now. That's a 321-mile EPA estimated range, but if you upgrade to the 19-inch Crossflow wheels for $1,500, that brings it down to a 303-mile range. You can also add a tow hitch for $1,000, which allows you to tow up to 3,500 pounds. And then, as you can see here, this is the only interior option, this black textile decor. Tesla details all the safety that is included here, like active safety, passive safety, and 360-degree visibility. But one thing you'll note is that this does not include autopilot in any shape or form. So this has traffic-aware cruise control, where it will automatically brake and speed up for you in your lane, but you still have to steer. There's no form of auto steer included in this car by default, but you can upgrade to Tesla's full self-driving package for $8,000. They call this full self-driving supervised now, and it says your car will be able to drive itself almost anywhere with minimal driver intervention. Currently enabled features require active driver supervision and do not make the vehicle autonomous. This is that thing that Tesla has been working on for a very long time, and it's gotten very, very good, but they've been promising for a while that this will be able to drive itself without you having to pay attention. We're just obviously not there yet. By default, all trims of this car include Tesla's mobile charger, but you can get the home charger for $450 here. And then of course they offer other accessories from there. Included with all of these trims are 2 wireless phone chargers, 5 USB-C ports up to 65 watts, aluminum and premium textile details, first row power recline, footwell and door pocket ambient lighting, 8 exterior cameras, a hands-free power open on approach trunk, and first row touchscreen adjustable climate vents. So what you'll notice pretty quickly here is this car is $40,000, but then it seems like it's actually a very big upgrade to get the car that's only $45,000. It's a $5,000 difference and you get a ton of stuff. Let's detail it. First, the design on the exterior is quite different. You have a front light bar, and then in the back you have a rear light bar that is that indirect shining light. It's definitely a cool look. This also comes with those $1,500 19-inch Crossflow wheels by default. But this is still rear-wheel drive and gets a 357-mile improved range because of a bigger battery, a top speed of 125 miles per hour, and a 5.4 second 0 to 60. That's $44,990 for this car. Outside, you'll have power folding mirrors as an upgrade here, and then you'll notice a very big upgrade for the sound system. It goes from just 7 speakers in the standard version to 15 speakers and 1 subwoofer in the premium rear-wheel drive. So we talked about that standard version, and there's only one of those, but then there are 2 different versions of the premium trim, rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. Again, for rear-wheel drive here, you have Stealth Gray included. White is $1,000, blue is $1,000, black is $1,500, Quicksilver is $2,000, and Ultra Red is $2,000. Those 19-inch Crossflow wheels are included by default and get that 357-mile range, or you can upgrade to the 20-inch Helix 2.0 wheels for $2,000, and that gets a 344-mile range. You have that tow package available, and then this is an all-black interior that they say is micro suede and textile, and you can also upgrade here to a black and white interior for $1,000. That's overall a very, very cool look. This includes all those same safety features, but then this includes basic autopilot and auto steer. So not only will it keep a proper distance from the cars in front of you, it will also steer in a well-marked lane for you. and that's included by default with this car. It can drive in a lot of situations for a very long time and do a pretty good job. But the big upgrade still is $8,000 for full self-driving beyond that. One pretty big upgrade for a lot of people here as well is AM and FM radio. That's not included in the standard model, but it's included in all of the premium versions. And then you'll see some changes to the interior. That pass-through is not there. This is actually one big center console. And then the front seats have all those power adjustment buttons on the side, and they are heated and ventilated. In the standard model, they are just heated in the front seats, nothing in the back seats. Here, they're heated all around on the premium version, and then ventilated on the front two seats. In the second row as well, those are power folding rear seats that are pretty cool because you fold them at the touch of a button, and then you can fold them back up at the touch of a button. And there's an 8-inch touchscreen for second row passengers. It's how you actually adjust the airflow, but you can do a lot of other things like play games, play music, connect Bluetooth headphones for just the rear passengers to that screen, and more. You'll also see a panoramic glass roof, which gives a very cool view. It has a lot of special tinting to make sure it's not too hot and doesn't let in any harmful light, but in some climates, people do notice it still gets a little warm. Either way, it kind of opens up the feel of this car and adds headroom and just looks cool. There's also a customizable wraparound ambient light bar inside the car and a power adjustable steering wheel. Regarding air filtration, this upgrades from a normal particulate and odor filter to a HEPA filter with bioweapon defense mode. And then in addition to auto high beams, it has adaptive high beams, which will actually dim individual pixels within those high beams to make sure it's not blinding other cars. It's a cool system we see in other countries, but is fairly new to the United States from just a handful of automakers. When it comes to ride comfort, this upgrades from passive shock absorbers to frequency-dependent shock absorbers. And another thing you should notice is better lamination on the windows that helps block out more sound. So in general, it's going to be a smoother ride, but then a quieter ride. So as you can see, that is a huge list of upgrades for just $5,000. Now, obviously $5,000 is a decent amount of money, but when you look at the deals that Tesla is offering here, it almost seems like they made that standard version so that they could talk about a $40,000 price, and then you'd want to upgrade to this other model. Of course, that's kind of standard practice, but here it's very extreme. You get wheels that are $1,500 more, you get all those extra details outside, you get ventilated seats, you get a smoother ride, you get more range, you get autopilot, and so much more for $5,000. For now, leasing is actually only available starting on the rear-wheel drive premium version of this car. They don't have it for the standard model. And then when you look at financing, they're actually offering special interest rates of 3.99% on the premium version, and it's not available on the standard version. So that starts at 5.14% APR. In general as well, if you're financing, it seems like it makes even more sense to upgrade. In any case, up from there, we have the premium all-wheel drive version of the Model Y. And the main difference here is it's the rear-wheel drive car with an added front motor. That car actually drops the range some because of that added motor and extra weight, and it's a 327-mile EPA estimated range with a 125 mile per hour top speed and 4.6 second 0 to 60. Here it comes in at $48,990, so $4,000 more than the premium rear-wheel drive version of this car, or $9,000 more than the standard rear-wheel drive version. All of the same color options are available, along with the same wheel options, towing options, interior options, and more. Full self-driving is an $8,000 upgrade, and that's basically the main upgrades you get with the all-wheel drive versus the rear-wheel drive. Of course, in certain climates, you'll get better performance in those situations, but if you're in a climate like California, in most areas, rear-wheel drive will probably do just fine for you. Last up though is the most premium version of this car that Tesla just announced, the performance version of the Model Y. And this comes with a number of other changes, especially outside. You can see an updated front bumper and overall lip there. You can see special wheels and then some changes to the rear diffuser as well. The performance version of this car still gets a 306 mile estimated range, a 155 mile per hour top speed, and then a 3.3 second 0 to 60. That's very, very quick for a crossover SUV with all of the features that the Model Y has, because this still has all of those premium things and still is very versatile. But of course, that all comes at a premium at $57,490. So now we're looking a little over $17,000 more than the standard rear-wheel drive version. Of course, this is all-wheel drive, so it has those two motors, and it has all of the same paint options available here. but it includes these 21-inch Arachnid 2.0 wheels, and the tow package is included by default here. So in some sense, that's kind of a $1,000 upgrade that's automatically built in. Then you can also choose the black and white interior. That is included, and that's also a $1,000 upgrade that you can kind of get for free here. In addition to some details on the exterior that we talked about and some interior things I'll get into, there's one fairly big upgrade here, which is a vehicle to load feature. So far, Tesla has only offered this on the Cybertruck, but they're offering it here specifically for the highest end trim of the Model Y, the performance model. It's a vehicle to load 120 volts, 20 amp AC with the charge port and an outlet adapter. This means that you can power things from the exterior outlet of this car, and of course you're using its huge battery, so you can power a lot of things for a decent amount of time. This is especially great and something I really want to see more of in the future, because this is that feature that allows you to utilize the battery that's sitting there in your car for situations when you need it. But there are a number of notable upgrades here to the interior. The first one is the main center screen. It's a 15.4-inch center screen in all of the other trims of this car, but here it's a 16-inch first row QHD touchscreen. So it's 0.6 inches bigger, something you could actually notice, and it's higher quality as well. Then for the decor, there are carbon fiber accents, and then these are special ventilated sport seats with power tilt and a thigh extension there. That's something that's definitely not on the other versions of this car. Although you can see some of these features on the Model YL, which is exclusive to China, so we won't be getting into that car today since it's not available in the US right now. For ride comfort, this has electronic continuously variable shock absorbers and different drive modes. So overall, you may think it would actually be more comfortable or a better ride than the other cars, but since it's very performance focused and has those larger wheels, it's more adaptable, but it's actually usually a little bit more of a harsh ride because people want to feel the road in a performance car. As of right now, the standard version of this car and the performance model are fairly new and just got announced. In fact, Tesla is talking about deliveries coming in the near future, and they're not actually available to get today. But we are starting to see some of these pop up in inventory. It seems like production of the Model Y standard is going quite well and quickly at Giga Texas, so it might be available a lot sooner than Tesla originally announced for December. And we'll see what the timeline is going to end up being for the performance model itself. If you want to get one today, the rear-wheel drive premium version and the all-wheel drive premium are definitely readily available. For myself, I've been driving the Model Y since 2020 when it was first released, and my advice would probably be the premium rear-wheel drive is a really great value. If you live in a climate where you're not really needing that second motor for all-wheel drive, this car will get all of those same great premium features. It will feel exactly the same inside, still have a lot of punch and a lot of acceleration, and just be a great versatile car with all of the upgrades that it comes with over the standard model. I think it's definitely worth the upgrade there at $5,000, or the upgrade when you're looking at financing or a lease price once the standard version gets a lease. I'm curious to see how this all develops, because if Tesla were to drop the price of the standard version by $5,000, I might be leaning towards recommending that to a lot more people. But today I think these premium trims really do provide a lot of value. These cars have a ton of great features, but there are definitely some quirks involved with them. And if you want to learn more about that, you can see my full detailed review of the Tesla Model Y in this latest version. I don't sugarcoat anything. I get into the good and definitely the bad involved with this car and the things that are annoying. So you can check that out linked up here or in the description below if you're interested. In any case, I hope this video was helpful for you, detailing all of the latest trims for the 2026 Model Y from Tesla. In the meantime, if you want to check out that full review of the 2026 premium rear-wheel drive Model Y, you can click that linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.